Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Dan Jurgens, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's an electric mullet. Soon to be an intergalactic mullet. All right. Welcome back, kids, to another episode of Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast. I am Phil. Unfortunately, Tyler could not be here. Again, there's family things going on. But coming back an episode early, it's our old friend, Justin the Owl.
Swooping back down into Metropolis.
Yes. The Super Owl, yes.
Yeah, and my
microphone
that I was previously using is busted at the moment.
Yes.
So I'm using a backup microphone, but unfortunately that means my camera is out of commission.
Can't see him, but even on the YouTube, but you can hear that voice.
That's right.
That smooth voice.
I'm back. That's me.
Including me as always.
It's me, your old pal the Owl.
That's right.
Yes.
And I was as Phil was mentioning, I was planning on coming back for the next episode anyway. For the beginning of Exile. Yes.
Oh yes.
The Roger Stern epic.
That's right.
One of my favorite Superman stories of all time.
That's right, kids. So this episode is big. Not only will we discover who the new Gangbuster is, but yes, this kind of kicks off Exile.
Yes. It's important.
Why Superman leaves Earth. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So shall we jump into these?
Yes, let's dive on in.
All right. Like I said, the Superman issues are kind of not the synopses aren't that detailed, but all right. Superman Volume 2, number 27 from January 1989. Of course, you know, this means war. Writer Roger Stern, penciler Kerry Gamble, inker Brett Breeding, colorist Glenn Whitmore, letterer John Costanza. Can't stand you. Wonder how many times I've heard that joke since Seinfeld was on.
Yeah, he probably hates that show.
Serenity now. All right, editors Mike Carlin and Renee Witterstatter. All right, buckle in for this long synopsis, kids. Gangbuster fights the Guardian.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's fantastic.
They give you absolutely no detail beyond what's on the cover.
Yeah. Glorious. Wow.
I love that cover of the two of them fighting, and then you get the little newspaper at the bottom saying Superman speaks out, Gangbuster's methods criminal.
Yeah, Gangbuster's methods criminal. Yeah, that's great.
There's Gangbuster's Two-Faced. All right, but yes, again, this is Invasion Aftermath, so it opens up with Superman. Is this in Australia?
Oh yeah, where is this?
Oh yes, Ayers Rock in the very heart of Australia. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of helping.
The wreckage of an alien spacecraft that's crashed there. Or that's been destroyed there or something.
Yeah, Superman helps the troops there, break their way in and
find the corpses of a bunch of dead Dominators in there.
Yep, that's Superman.
And then he starts reminiscing about his battle with the Thanagarians.
Oh yeah, from Superman 26 when he got blasted out of the sky.
Yep,
was plummeted to the ground and disappeared for a while.
pretty crazy stuff.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, because even this, something happened while I was fighting those wingmen. I must have blacked out. The next thing I remember was pulling Guardian of the Newsboy Legion out of Hobbs Laden River.
Yeah.
Which was Adventures 449.
Yeah. When Superman blacks out, that's never a good thing.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking ragged. I mean, he's got that 5 o'clock shadow going on.
Yeah. Yeah. His cape isn't ripped up, though. His cape is still looking fierce. Yeah. He's good. He's all set as long as that cape's not all ripped up.
Yeah. But he's also going on about how he joined the all of Earth's heroes. Like, you know. I love it's like Captain Atom assembled everybody, but it was like Superman just kind of takes charge.
Yeah. 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 Thanks for organizing this, Captain Atom. By the way.
Thanks for doing all the paperwork, Captain.
Yeah. You can take a seat.
Then Superman had to fight some Daxamites, which I can't remember if that was like the first time they did Daxamites, but it seemed like
it's for the post-crisis. I think it was.
Yeah, because it seemed like they were kind of new. So I'm like, that's got to be at least new post-crisis.
Yeah, because they completely caught him unawares.
Yeah,
he wasn't expecting that throwdown.
I think it was the first or second issue. It was either the first or second issue of Invasion. I think it was like the Dominators even had to tell the Daxamites, "Oh yeah, if you go under a yellow sun, you're gonna have powers." I don't think the Daxamites even knew they were.
No,
like, oh,
no,
really?
they didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, they were completely. They were as surprised as anyone else about it.
So yeah, Superman kind of helps the troops in Australia wrap things up, and then they're all like, "Oh boy, he's it looks like he's carrying the whole weight of the world on his shoulders."
Yeah, you could say that.
Superman was like, just like, bury the dead and, pray for us all and all this. And, those Australians were just like,
sounds like a plan, Jan.
That's Superman just going on about war. What is it good for?
Yeah.
What the F?
Absolutely nothing.
Ugh. So yes, kids, since the Adventures issue isn't on the app, I just poured all my floppies for this. But what you get all the ads like the Suicide Thief, Suicide Squad, Bronze Tiger, Vixen.
I love that series.
Count Vertigo, Boomerang.
I love that series. That's one I would love to do a podcast on someday.
Yes.
Just cover that whole damn series from the beginning to end. That is gold. Solid gold.
It's gold, Jerry. It's gold. Hey, once we're done with Azrael, or if we want to take a break from Azrael for a while, we can do it in that slot once a month.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Well, all right.
Oh, God.
There we go.
Here, like, Ostrander Suicide Squad?
Yes. Oh, God, yeah.
So Superman's flying back home. He's thinking about so much death and destruction. It could have been worse. I've seen worse. Then he thinks back to that pocket universe.
Oh, yeah. He's still got the PTSD from that whole mess.
Oh, yeah. That's what I said. I'm like still intrigued. I'm like, if Byrne was still here, would he have gone through the whole PTSD thing, or were like Roger Stern and the others just like, no, he wouldn't. The Superman wouldn't get over that. Superman just wouldn't get over killing that easily.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Byrne would have brought it up here and there. I don't think that he would have brought it up as much, but yeah, Roger Stern definitely kept that recurring.
Yeah, because that's
regularly.
The thing. Because I was like, if Byrne was still here, I don't know if we would have gotten Exile.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I wonder if he has talked about that in interviews at all, if that was something that was on the planning while he was still around.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was a few months between.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
So yeah, Superman thinking it does no good to dwell on it. It's life that's important. Life, yes. And he flies back to Metropolis, and Clark's walking into the city room, and everyone's just like,
everybody's like, "Oh my God, you look like hell. What's wrong with you?
Clark, you look like crap. What happened?"
You don't look hot like you normally do, Clark. What's going on? You
Just all
stink.
disheveled. Of course, yeah, he still got the 5 o'clock shadow and everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, still telling the truth. He's like, oh, I just got back from Australia. Flew there with a friend.
And boy, are my arms tired.
Ah. Well, what do you think I can say that?
Yeah, I know. Even Lois is like, oh, God, Clark, you look like shit.
Yeah, because like Perry, Lois, everyone's just like thinking to themselves. It's like you never see
They're all
Clark
dumping
like
on
this.
him.
It's like
yeah, they're all dumping on him.
Yeah, because
Good thing Pat Grant wasn't there. God, who knows what she would have said.
But yeah, no, Clark wrote up this whole story, and then Perry's just like, he's like, no, hold on, you look like hell. He's like, no, go home, get some sleep.
Go get some sleep. You're fresh off the plane or whatever she believes from Australia.
Of course, that line everyone.
At the very least, you've got jet lag. Go sleep it off.
That line everyone loves to use. You're not Superman.
Yeah. And I love it whenever he shaves with his heat vision with a piece of glass. That is so hilarious to me. Whenever
yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm burning myself. Ouch. Oh, I haven't got this down yet. It's like, how many times have you tried to do this? You haven't finished. You haven't mastered this yet.
But yeah, when Clark sees Lois on the elevators asking her about Gangbuster, if there's anything new on Gangbuster, and she says no, he hasn't been seen since his last battle with Guardian in Adventures 449.
And then he says, hasn't been seen, huh? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Who is it that we see on the next page? Gangbuster.
Where? Wait. Oh, yeah. A couple. Yeah. So I was gonna say first, Clark. After Clark shaves, he sits down in that chair, falls asleep again. He still hasn't fixed that apartment. I mean,
oh yeah, that apartment's still a wreck.
Always been sleeping in is that chair. He hasn't fixed the bed or nothing.
Yeah.
That whole
so funny.
A mess. But yeah, there was something with Guardian on the news.
Guardian, yep, doing his protector of Metropolis thing.
But then the news comes on with a something with Lex. Top Pentagon officials are meeting this hour with LexCorp board chairman Lex Luthor.
Yeah. And that's when we see him, the triumphant return of Gangbuster.
Yes, yeah, because
smashing right through the skylight.
Yeah, because right before he comes crashing in, one of Lex's guys comes in and says, "Sir, there's an intruder on the roof. We don't know how he got there, but he's here."
Yep. And he just starts laying into those guys, hurls them around like they weigh nothing.
Yeah. Well, the one guard tries to shoot at him. He knocks the bullet away with his nunchuck.
Yeah.
Still
got those nunchucks.
Just throws the guards into each other.
Yeah. And then lifts that giant table like it was nothing.
Yeah, blocks the doors and get Lex.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe the law can't touch you, but I can.
But I can. And it looks like he's got him. But then another return appearance. Brainiac is back.
Yeah.
And he starts laying Gangbuster low with a telepathic assault, which is short-lived because he gets some type of psionic feedback.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm going to peel your mind back like an onion. I want to know what drives a man like you. And then he just starts screaming, Brainiac, what's wrong?
Yeah. You know what happens when you peel an onion, don't you? You start crying.
Yeah. His mind too strong. Can't be. Lex was like, do it slowly. I want to watch him squirm. And the Gangbuster like, do it slow, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, Gangbuster's like, yeah, what's wrong with me? My head, what's wrong with his brain? Feels like it's been steel wooled.
Get out of my head, he screams.
So Gangbuster decides he needs time, so he's just like, yeah, this ain't over yet. Oh, watch your back, Baldy.
Yeah.
You least expect it, I'll be there. Yeah, he leaps out the window.
And swings away on a rope.
Yep. You would think he'd get rope burn on his hands, but probably not.
No. No.
I love the guards are trying to break down the door, and Lex basically just like shoves Brainiac in a closet.
Yeah.
Like,
Pay no attention to that guy in the closet with his legs sticking out. That's nothing.
These billionaires.
The guards aren't paid to ask questions when it comes to Lex's office.
Exactly. He's telling the guards, call the cops, get Gangbuster. But yeah, Gangbuster just went down a couple floors and then crashes through another window.
Yeah, I love that.
Yep. Then he escapes down the elevator shaft.
Goes down the elevator shaft. It's a great little escape scene here.
Yeah, on the parking garage.
Goes up the fire escape.
Oh yeah, he's got to get out of here.
Yeah, he escapes the parking garage, goes up the fire escape at an apartment building or something next to there.
But I love that little leap he does from like rooftop to rooftop there.
Yeah, it's
very
great.
golden age.
Yes. Looks like Kurt Swan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the cops are like, oh, he could be anywhere by now. It'll take more luck than we have to find them. But then we see Gangbuster because the Guardians found him again.
The Guardian has tracked him down.
Because he's like, we almost both got killed the last time we.
Yeah.
Until you saved me by getting run over by the newsboys in that van.
Oh God, the Newsboy Legion! Boo!
But Guardian's still saying, I suspect we have a lot in common. There was a time when I took the law into my own hands too, but times have changed. Gangbuster, yeah, for the worse. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
So
Guardian grabs him, and that's when things escalate. Yeah,
he says, I said hold it, and Gangbuster says, and I said leave me alone, and he like knocks him into a chimney pretty hard.
Yeah. It's almost a Sal Buscema cross there.
Almost, yeah. Gangbuster or Guardian's like, he's fast. I saw that punch coming, and I still couldn't avoid it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he says they still see. He's like, there seems something wrong with Gangbuster, like he's confused or disoriented. And he's like, wait a minute, all the reports had Gangbuster striking at night. It's unusual for him to be out in broad daylight. Could that be
broad daylight?
He's sensitive to sunlight. Almost like he doesn't want to be seen.
Yeah. I wonder what that could be
of
about.
Himself almost.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Guardian tries again. He does I love that. He flips onto the roof ahead. He bounces.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah. It's a great little battle here between the two of them.
It's like, the police have a few questions. So do I. Why don't you just... Gangbuster's like, shut up.
Shut up.
Sorry, but one way or another, I'm taking you in. You're not taking anyone anywhere.
He leaps at Guardian and then falls off the side of the building. Seven floor. Yeah, into a dumpster.
Yeah, because Guardian's like, good Lord, a 7-story header into a dumpster.
7-story header. Yeah.
He's like, even if the trash cushion is all he has to be, but then Gangbuster just kicks out the dumpster.
Yeah.
Rips the dumpster.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't believe it. What are you made of? And Gangbuster's just like, you're dead. Then that last page, only 3 panels. He's like, Guardian says, not without a fight, I'm not. And he hits him in the chest with that shield and rips open his costume.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, what have I done? And he's
what have I done?
We can't see what's in the hole in that shirt, but he's like, well, my Lord.
Yeah, that's a cliffhanger ending if there ever was one.
It's like,
absolutely.
It's like, yeah, kids, you don't want to miss 450.
Yeah.
So what you think?
I love this. I love, I've got to say the secret weapon of this run for me is Kerry Gammill. I love his artwork. I think it's classic comic book stuff. It's so good. It's aged so well. It still looks great. Any inker also that he was paired with, his arts always still look good. But I mean, Brett Breeding's a fantastic inker as well. But any inker that he was paired with, always his art looked excellent. And so I think that his stuff on this Superman run is some of his best. I just love it.
And as much as I love John Byrne's art, I think like Kerry Gammill was like a more like perfect fit for like Jerry Ordway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
Like their styles are more they're not similar, but they're more similar than Ordway and Byrne.
Yeah, they're more classic, like
Yeah.
almost kind of going back to the Silver Age style a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, so it's not like a huge shock. So like, every month you got at least 2 Superman books, and I think, the art flows more smoothly where it's not, the styles aren't so drastically different. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was going on with Action Comics at this point?
Action Comics Weekly.
That was the weekly mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it wasn't until after Exile that changed.
It's when he returns from exile. Yeah. The first action we're back. It's basically him coming back to Metropolis. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had wondered a while back. I was looking at my Action Comics collection, and there's a big gap. I've got that issue with the big yellow cover where he's back on Earth after Exile.
Yeah, me too. I love that cover.
And all that stuff. But there's a big gap right before that. I was like, why am I missing a bunch of Action Comics issues? But then I did a little bit of research, and I was like, oh, that's when they were doing all the fill-in stuff. Okay.
Since it was weekly, it was 601 through, like, what was it, 642 or something? So, yeah.
Wild Dog and all that stuff. I was like,
I mean, there was some good stuff in there. I mean, there was like at least 2 Nightwing arcs in there that were all right.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Early on Sector 2814, we covered that, like the Hal Jordan stuff. Oh my Lord! Again, I mean, the only thing people really remember from that is that's when Kat Matui got killed.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's
you were telling me about that.
I don't know if you saw, like, I guess Mark Waid's working on something. I don't know if they're going to be doing Action Comics weeklies coming up here, either at the end of the year or like early next year or something. So that's what me and Will were saying. Well, like we're like, well, here's the time to correct that. Like, nice synergy. Let's bring Kat Matui back in that.
Yeah, definitely fix that mistake.
Yeah, because I think Mark Waid was like an editor on that, like that original Action Comics Weekly. So it's kind of cool he's working on it again.
Yeah, definitely. That is really cool. I love that.
Yeah, I'm happy. It seems like DC is like doubling down on Mark Waid because they're giving him the new. We're finally getting a Justice League book again. He's going to be doing that.
Nice. Oh yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
So yeah, it seems like they're doubling down on Mark Waid, which is okay.
I love it.
More than okay.
Yes, always good news. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean there's some I don't know, there's some not so good stuff from Action Comics Weekly. Just that Green Lantern stuff. He gets locked in a yellow safe. Hal appears on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Oh God.
Yeah,
see, I feel like that was a missed opportunity because they could have kept it monthly. Yeah. And instead of having it being a Superman book, they could have kept it in Metropolis, but have it focused on, like, 1 week, have it focused on 1 month rather, have it focused on the Metropolis Police Department with Maggie Sawyer and her whole crew, right? And then another episode, it could be Guardian and Project Cadmus and all those folks. And then the next issue, it could be Gangbuster and the street level stuff. Like, it could be different glimpses of Metropolis through the eyes of different characters.
They kind of did. I mean, it wasn't weekly, but they kind of did that. What was that, like the mid 2000s, where what was that, New Krypton or something, where Superman was kind of off on a new, and like Action. I think both books might have been like kind of like that, but I do remember like Action. They were dealing with, they were showcasing other characters and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it when they do that. Like, if Superman's going to be gone, I mean, keep it in Metropolis, but just focus on other characters instead, and let us get to know them better. Like Guardian, who's at this point a fairly new character that we don't know much about.
Or hell, Supergirl. I mean, I don't think they've given
Supergirl
thing in the longest time.
Absolutely. They could have done a few issues on Supergirl for Action Comics. Yeah. I feel like that was a missed opportunity to take it out of Metropolis and have it be spotlighting on these other DC characters that had no connection to Superman or Metropolis whatsoever.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it was supposed to be for the 50th anniversary, and I'm like, Superman's been there since issue 1, but meanwhile, in Action Comics Weekly, I think Superman had like 2 pages each issue. I'm like, really?
Oh yeah, it's silly.
All right. Oh Lord, are we ready for 450?
Yeah, I didn't get to read this one because unfortunately it's not available
No,
on
for some
the
reason.
app. But
yeah, like the last couple Adventures of Superman's, it wasn't on the app. But
and
yes,
I don't own this one for some reason. This one's
really,
missing from my collection. Yeah, there's a handful around this time period I'm missing. This is one of them.
I got this within the last. It's only been like the last few years I picked this one up. But yeah,
Oh, really? Yeah.
I wanted it in the worst way. But yeah, there.
That's a great cover. Yeah.
Banished, yes.
Banished. How dramatic. Oh my
I know.
God.
All right. Adventures of Superman 450 from January 1989. Triple threat. Writer, penciler, Jerry Ordway. Inker, Dennis Jank. Colorist, Glenn Whitmore. Letterer, Albert de Guzman. And editors, Mike Carlin and Renee Witterstatter. All right. After the Guardian and Superman discover Gangbuster's true identity, Superman visits the Kents and leaves Earth in shame.
That's it, folks.
I love that. I love that vague description. Gangbuster and Superman.
And Superman.
Guardian and Superman discover who Gangbuster is.
Well, it's a somewhat accurate description.
Yes. So I mean, well, okay. So yeah, 450 opens, and they answer that cliffhanger on the first page.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's Superman.
That's Superman S under Gangbusters. Yeah, kids, if you haven't been paying attention, Superman is Gangbuster. So,
yeah.
Because all of a sudden he's like, Guardian, what am I doing here? Why am I wearing this? And Guardian's like,
why am I wearing this?
Guardian's like, I may be a bit slow. He's like, but weren't you about to knock my block off? What's with the masquerade? And Superman's like, what are you talking about? And then he's like, sees his reflection in the helmet. He's like, Gangbuster's helmet. He's like, no, I'm not Gangbuster. And he starts ripping the costume off. And even Guardian's like, whoa, why does that frighten me that you're as confused as I am over all of this?
Yeah, that is pretty scary. Like I said, when Superman blacks out, that's not a good thing for anyone.
Because he's just standing there going, he's like, this is all so bizarre. How could this have happened to me? There has to be some other explanation. I can't accept that I've lost control. So, and then Guardian's like, he's like, come back to Pet Cadmus, let us check you out. And
let some professionals take a look at you.
Yeah. Superman's like, no, you can't help. You can't know what it's like to be Superman. I have to work this out alone. And he basically takes off.
Oh God, what a drama queen.
Basically tells him thanks, but no thanks, and takes off. But yeah, he's basically just like, he's like, can I really have been leading this other life as Gangbuster without knowing it? But he's like, it would explain why I'm always feeling tired and why my work's been slipping. He's like, the blackouts, the nightmares, my inability to find Gangbuster and stop him.
Yeah. Right.
But he's like, it could be still could be an elaborate trick. He's like, but why would Guardian lie? But he's gonna go to Lois because she's been working on the Gangbuster story. But then she sees she's with Jose, so he's like, nah, this ain't good best time.
Yeah. And Jose's still injured. Or he's still isn't he still like
he's walking because he has that
walking, but
yeah.
Right, but I thought he had a cane or something.
He was lurching around because as they were like, I guess, fine tuning the thing they put in the chip or whatever they put in him.
Mm-hmm.
But But meanwhile, this is where Lois is basically telling him she just wants to be friends.
Yeah.
And then also telling him about, you better watch that this advanced research laboratory you went to is a LexCorp subsidiary. She says, I don't want to see you hurt again. And he's like, oh, too late for that. He's like, why are you always going to argue with me about this?
The damage is done.
Yes. So yeah, he basically storms out saying he's late for therapy. And she's like, no, don't go away, man.
I hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you go.
Nice. Whoa. So then we see someone we haven't seen in a while, Professor Hamilton. Superman stops by. And he basically asks him, he's like, he asks him to borrow a prototype he's been working on, something for deep sea. For deep space. Where he gets cut off before he finishes space. Yes. So Superman borrows Hamilton's phone while Hamilton's going to find what Superman has for her. And basically, it's Clark calling the planet.
Mm-hmm.
He basically he calls Perry and says, Perry, it's Clark. This intergang expose is about to get too hot to handle, so I'm going to make myself scarce. Lay low. I'll be taking some personal time. So Perry's like, if the planet can help. And Clark's like, no, you can help me most by allowing me to send my stories to you via messenger. One by one as they're finished. No questions. You have to trust me. And Perry's like, yeah, of course. I always trust you. You're one of the good guys. Take care and good luck. And he's like, goodbye, Chief. So Jimmy's standing there too. So Perry says to Jimmy, he says, Ken's taking some time off, concentrating on his series on Intergang. Looks like you'll get another chance at writing, kid. So Jimmy's like, I don't know if I can fill Mr. Ken's shoes. And Perry's like, you ain't filling his shoes. You're keeping them warm until he gets back. So, but then Professor Hamilton's like, oh yeah, I forgot. That the thing he's looking for is over at Star Labs or something. And he says, I have the blueprints here. I can whip you up another one in like a day or so. And he's like, Superman really doesn't want to wait. So, so he grabs Professor Hamilton. They fly over the Star Labs. Kitty Faulkner's there.
Oh, nice.
Yes. But yeah, they're really like, he wants this device Professor Hamilton whipped up, and Kitty's like, it's against the rules, but you've helped us all again and again, so how can I refuse? But she says, she'll cover for him, and besides, next week I'll be in Albuquerque on business.
Oh.
Yeah. I was going to say, doesn't she move out to the Star, like in the Star
Labs
series?
Starman. Yeah. I think she does show up there.
Yeah, I think this,
which is a Roger Stern series as well.
I think this is what they're hinting at. That she's moving over there.
Yeah. Have you ever read that one?
I've read few here and there. I haven't read the complete. That's one of my big go-tos. I want to get to that series. So
yeah, it's good. I've got the first. I don't have the whole thing, but I've got almost all of it. I've got. I have
a bunch in the beginning and the bunch towards the end of the series. There's like a big gap I have in the middle, but
yeah, good stuff.
Which that book will cross over with Superman during Crisis.
That's true.
Kryptonite.
Absolutely.
That's another good one. But yeah, I love Superman gets what he needs. And he's gonna leave, and Professor Hamilton's like, no offense, but I'll be taking the subway home, Superman.
Yeah. Until we get this situation resolved. Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Because Superman was basically in a rush. He's like, all this rushing around.
Yeah.
But then, we see, Superman fly back to Clark's apartment. And who's that outside? Is that the private investigator who's been kind of watching Clark for Amanda McCoy?
Oh, yeah.
But basically, Superman just stops in long enough to grab some of Clark's notes and then throws them in a bag and takes off. And then we see Jose at that advanced research laboratory. It's like, there's Dr. Happerson. Remember him, kids?
Oh, yeah.
But he's like, he's like, Jose, today to celebrate your last visit, we planned a little surprise. He's like, surprise? What are you talking about? My employer would like you to put this on. And it's like a metal suit of armor. He's like, no way, nope. And then, Lex shows up.
Yep.
Jose's basically like, no, I don't like being told what to do. I don't know what your game is, Luthor, but I refuse to be your stooge. But then they see, yes. Now through Happerson can control Jose through that chip they put in him. So they basically, Lex is basically telling him, he tells Jose, you sold your soul to me for the price of your legs, for the chance to walk again. He's like, put on the suit.
Do it.
Yes, he's like, I guess the thing they used to make him walk again cost $1 million. He's like, $1 million. My technology gives me the right to demand it.
Well, I guess it was 1989, but still, $1 million. That's it for that technology.
Yeah, 1989. I'd be like 10 million these days.
Yeah, right.
He's like, your duty shall be to act as my bodyguard. And Jose's trying to like say never. He's like, wrong answer. I have need of a bodyguard who will intimidate my enemies. There really is no choice here, Mr. Delgado. You're working for me. And
You
then
won't take no for an answer.
no. Then we see Kat, who
I was hoping she would show up in that issue.
Yeah, well, she runs into Morgan Edge, basically her new boss, because she's kind of working over there now.
Morgan Edge. Oh,
But he wants her to join him at his country estate, and she says, "I can't get a babysitter." She's like, "Oh, bring the kid along."
Yeah.
But while Kat's getting ready for her Hollywood Tonight show, then Morgan Edge goes into his office, and he's of course, conducting inter-gang business.
Of course.
Talking to Mannheim.
Yeah.
And again, showing his again, shorthand for evil kids. He's holding that Red Skull cigarette holder.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the cue, man, in the 80s.
Yeah, you had that long cigarette holder. Like the Red Skull, the Penguin. Yeah.
In the 80s and the 90s, they kept that going for a while with the cigarette holder.
Again, the good guys chomped out on their cigars like Wolverine and the Thing. And then villains had those long cigarette holders. Yeah.
That's right.
So then, Superman's like kind of flying out of Metropolis, all the damage that was done during Invasion. Flies past a salvage, Kirby salvage.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice little acknowledgement there.
But he's like, oh, if all these people knew, what I had done, could they forgive me? How could they trust me? I can't even trust myself. Deep down, the notion that I was Gangbuster makes sense in a bizarre way. The thought of someone as powerful as I am sleepwalking through the city out of control scares me. He goes, I don't recall reading of Gangbuster actually killing anybody, but my strong arm tactics must have put people in the hospital. Oh, God. I've always known with great power comes great responsibility.
Oh, there it is, folks. There's the line.
But he's like, he's like, when the population is endangered by my presence, and I'm left no choice but to isolate myself from them. And again, thinking about the Phantom Zone criminals.
Yep.
He's like, my action.
Another flashback to that.
I don't know if this is like a meta commentary on Burn or not, because he says, my actions seemed so clear when I was there. I had to execute the 3 Phantom Zone criminals, but away from the heat of the moment, it all gets so muddled.
Interesting.
But he's like, I haven't been much good to anybody, especially myself, since then. He says, my 2 encounters with Brainiac only seemed to worsen my situation. Could he have had anything to do with my Gangbuster? I mean, he's been taking enough psychic bolts to the head from Brainiac.
That could have rattled his brain up a little bit. It's entirely possible.
But he says, guess I'll never know. Because, again, he fought him in Superman 25 and, like, Brainiac faked his death. Because he's, like, thinking, I guess I'll never know since, as far as I can remember, Brainiac is dead. So he doesn't even remember encountering him as Gangbuster in that issue we just talked about.
Yeah, and he hit them with the psychic blast.
Yeah.
So you would have thought that would have done something, but no, he doesn't recall any of it.
No. So he doesn't even remember Brainiac's still alive.
Yeah.
But he's like, I can't always look for an outside source for my troubles. Some things start from within.
Yeah.
Everything points to my transgression on that other world. So yeah, he's basically flying back home to Smallville as he's thinking all this.
It's strange to me that he didn't go to the Justice League for help.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point, Batman and Superman really weren't like I said. Me and Lilith were talking about. It's so weird because it's like back at the era right here. Batman was kind of in the in the DeMatteis and Keith Giffen Justice League. But if you read his regular books, you would never know it.
That's true.
They like never mention it.
That's true. And there's no acknowledgement. Yeah, there's nothing. No editor's notes or any of that.
I mean, at this point, after Crisis, I think Superman's worked with the Justice League, but I don't know if he's been like an actual part of the Justice League at this point.
No, that's a good point. Yeah.
But I did have that thought too, because I was like, well, if you're leaving Earth for an indeterminate amount of time, shouldn't you say something to somebody to be like, oh, hey, I'm not going to be around, so you guys might want to like step up patrols and stuff, you know, like,
right.
If if you don't want to go to Batman, go to like go to the Justice League, go to Martian Manhunter and be
Manhunter, like anybody, or Wonder Woman, like any of there's like half a dozen people that you could trust with that information.
Exactly. Be like, because again, none of those heroes are going to want people to know Superman's left Earth. Because again, people are going to step up, be like, "Oh, I don't have to worry."
Oh, okay, all right.
Especially Metropolis.
Metropolis is mine.
I mean, I get not wanting to let Lex know.
Yeah.
So so Clark's thinking all this about. One thing I learned on the farm is when a dog tastes blood and turns on the other animals, he has to be destroyed.
Oh my!
Yeah, he's in a
wow
place here. Yeah,
this is severe.
Although as he swoops down into the Ken farm, Matrix is helping Pa fix it. Well, she's holding the ladder for Pa, but she gets distracted when she sees Superman swooping in. So Pa's about to fall off the roof till Clark catches him.
Oh, nice. Good time.
Yeah, and Matrix is pretty like her mind has been like injured too, because she's basically very childlike.
Yes. Yeah.
Because she's like, Matrix is sorry to hurt you, Jonathan. Yeah, one of the previous issues, they were like teaching her like words and something like, oh, tree. She goes outside, rips up a tree, and brings it.
Yes, tears it right out of the ground. Yeah.
So Ma comes out and they're like, oh, we're all happy to see you, and he's like, yeah, Mom, I'd see you in Pa. She's like, oh, how have you been? Oh, she's like, have you lost weight? I bet you have been sleeping right either.
Oh no! Even oh man! Even the parents are telling him he looks like crap.
But she said, "Mom," he said, "what I came to say is very difficult. I came to say goodbye." And then she's like, "What on earth?" He's like, "Let me finish." He's like, "Some things have happened to me. I've lost control, become dangerous to those around me. You're at risk right now with my being here, but I had to say goodbye to you. I love you, Ma, Pa." And then Pa's basically like, "Forget this risk stuff." He's like, "Tell us what's going on." And then he basically tells him, well, Pa says this has to do with what happened on Matrix's world, right? He's like, she remembers bits and pieces. The poor girl's related some pretty horrible memories, and that's when Clark's like, tells them, he hasn't told him yet. He's like, yeah, her world was devastated by 3 super powerful beings. Every living creature snuffed out. I caught them, and then I killed them. And Pa's like, surely it was self-defense, and Clark's like, I was their judge, jury, and executioner. And Pa's like, nothing's that cut and dried. He's like, I was in the military, sometimes, in war, people kill people. As awful as it sounds, when you're in a spot, it's him or you.
Survival stuff.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
Well, the stupid idiots were standing there because he took their powers, and they're like, they're still going, oh, we're going to find a way to get our powers back, and we'll come to your world and destroy your Earth too.
Yeah.
Like, shut up, idiot.
Right.
Oh
man.
But yes, he says, I shouldn't have let my thirst of vengeance take control. Should have found an alternative to killing. I'm Superman. And Pa's like, you're a man. Men aren't perfect. And he says, if I could have found the way to return to their Phantom Zone prison, but he couldn't. They destroyed it. The projector. He didn't know how to fix it.
Yeah, it was gone.
And even Ma says, what if they got free and followed you to Earth? Maybe we wouldn't be standing here now. Maybe we'd all be dead. That's when Pa's even like, what do you think, a police officer kills in the line of duty doesn't feel like this? And he even says, Ma and I believe you did what you had to do in that horrible place. It's time to put those demons to rest. And he's like, that's just the start of it, Pa, the tip of the iceberg. And then he basically tells him about the whole Gangbuster thing.
He tells him about Gangbuster too.
Yeah. And then Pa's like, why would you dress like someone else? It makes no sense. And he says, I wasn't even aware of what I was doing. Do you understand now why I have to get away? And because Pa's like, it's not when you became Superman. He's like, no, I don't know what'll happen the next time I black out or even fall asleep. He's afraid to fall asleep.
Oh man, yeah.
He knows. He says, "Who knows what monster will emerge? It could be Gangbuster, could be someone even worse. That's a what if scenario I can't risk." And then Lana walks in the door.
Oh,
She's like, "Oh, Clark, you're home." But then next page it says, "But soon." He must explain the whole thing to her now.
mm-hmm.
She's like, "You're leaving Earth? How will you?"
She's not going to take it well.
No, her face. Yeah, no, she is not happy.
Oh no,
Yeah.
She's not happy.
But she's like, "You're leaving Earth." She goes, "How are you going to survive in space?" But he shows her, that's what he was getting from Professor Hamilton and Star Labs. It's basically a breathing apparatus, that belt thing.
Oh yeah, for long-term flights into space.
But I guess he's prepared a bunch of intergang stories or whatever, because he's got a bunch of pre-addressed envelopes for the Daily Planet. He tells them to send them to the planet for me, 2 per week. They're already addressed. So I guess he still wants that intergang story to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Maul gets him a new cape because he didn't have a cape. So basically, she's like, "Yeah, wear this proudly wherever you go. Remember, we'll always be proud of you." So then he tells Lana, "It seems like we're always saying goodbye." And she says, "Then just kiss me, Clark." And he does.
Oh, moment of passion. Oh, wow.
Man, and that'll get you to stay.
That is a heavy kiss, too. Yeah. Oh.
Sure, I can't convince you to stay, kid.
The feeling of puss.
And then I don't know if Matrix is like ready to go with him, because he says, "No, Matrix, stay with them, protect them, love them." Oh, Matrix is gonna get into all kinds of trouble.
Oh my, yeah.
And then I guess the Ordway giving us his version, like a darker version of that John Byrne page from Man of Steel.
Oh yeah,
because it shows him flying off, not in a good mood from that house, because he's flying off saying, "Goodbye, Smallville. Goodbye, Earth. Remember this, kids, in a few months here."
Yeah.
As someone who looks like Superman's flying away from Earth, saying, "Goodbye, Smallville. Goodbye, Earth."
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yes, that's
we'll
the last.
This again.
So that's like the last page is him putting that breathing thing on and then flying away from Earth. But what's that flash?
Yeah. Oh. Uh-oh.
From Invasion 3, kids.
Yeah.
All right. I know you didn't read it, but what do you think?
I mean, it wraps it up. It does. It wraps up pretty much the culmination of what everything was leading up to. Yeah.
And again, it's the whole thing. It's like, he except for his parents and Lana, he really didn't share this with anybody, and maybe some good therapy or something could have worked. But again, he has a point. Is like, what happens when next time I fall asleep? Is Gangbuster going to be back? Is something worse going to come out?
I do think that the Gangbuster thing is kind of dumb. Like, in hindsight, I don't really like it.
I mean, maybe just because he discovered he's Gangbuster, but I'm like, but meanwhile, Gangbuster never comes out again.
Right.
It kind of wrapped up too neatly, but maybe it's just the whole thing of him realizing it,
Well, we do see him again during that issue when Superman does come back to Earth. There's that big robotic thing from Apocalypse that's trashing Metropolis, and I'm pretty sure it's Jose gets a new suit of armor.
Oh yeah. I mean, Superman doesn't become Gangbuster again.
Oh, Superman doesn't. Yeah, that's never revisited again.
That psychological trauma is basically wrapped up nice and neat.
Yeah, he doesn't revisit that whatsoever. Ever.
Like I said, unless it's just him because he realized he was Gangbuster. That kind of did something. I don't know.
Yeah. See, I would have liked it better if they had kept the mystery going for a little bit longer, and made you think, could it be Superman? Could it be Jose because he's got the chip, or could it be somebody else? And then maybe had a new character who, I don't know. I thought it would have been cool to have a subplot involving a Gangbuster that was kind of created and funded by Lex Luthor because he couldn't get his claws into Jose, and like he gave this dude powers and stuff, or like a cybernetic whatever, and he was doing it from the outlook of having Gangbuster clean up all these gangs and stuff and all these criminals, but he was really just clearing the board so that he could move in and do his shenanigans unopposed. So I thought that that would have been kind of cool to have, like, well, he couldn't get Jose with the chip. Like, he could have fund a different gangbuster who maybe at the end turns against him and starts doing his own thing and maybe dies in the process. It could have been a whole dramatic escalation.
But yeah,
I don't know. I would have liked that better personally, rather than having Superman doing these. And they could have explained Superman just having blackouts and just being asleep and just like having these weird catatonic lapses where he doesn't know what's happened to him. They could have kept that, but instead of him changing into a new costumed guise, they could have had him just pass out in his apartment, in his trashed, obliterated apartment again.
Pretty soon it ain't gonna worry. It's not gonna matter how much that apartment's trash.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
we're trash.
Yeah,
but no, that would have been like you said, a mystery. That would have been good. Like Superman comes back to Earth, Gangbuster shows up again. So it's like if they kept the mystery, it's like, is it Jose, or even like even Superman could have been like, oh crap, am I sleepwalking again?
Right. Yeah. What's going on here? Wait a minute. Yeah. Yeah, I would have liked that.
Especially if it seemed like he had like super strength and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, could Superman be like, oh crap, is that me again? But then meanwhile, it could have been like Jose with that chip in him or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Or some type of cybernetic suit. Giving him the strength and invulnerability, or some serum or something like that. Who knows what? Yeah.
All right. I'll do the credits for Invasion. Like I said, there's a big long synopsis, but I'm not going to do the big long synopsis because, again, it's getting late. But we'll go over it a little bit. I mean, yeah. But, so yeah, yes, kids, that flash of light we saw at the end of Adventures of 450. What was that? Well, you have to read Invasion! ! Number 3. Yeah, kids, it's not Invasion, it's Invasion! !
Invasion!
Because if you look it up anywhere, that damn exclamation point is always behind it.
I love it.
Invasion! Exclamation point. Number 3. January 1989, World Without Heroes. Writers Keith Giffen and Bill Mantlo. Penciler Bart Sears. Inkers Joe Rubinstein, Tom Christopher, Dick Giordano, and Pablo Marcos. So 4 inkers. Which again I can see because it's again just like the first 2 issues, 80 pages, no ads.
80 pages, no ads.
Yes.
Yeah, tremendous. I bought all 3 of those when those came out. I loved it. Yeah.
Colorist Gene D'Angelo, letterer Gaspar Saladino, and editors Andrew Helfer and Kevin Dooley. Yeah, issue 2 we got a Tom McFarlane Superman.
That's Superman. Right. Yeah. Fighting with the Daxamites, no less.
Yes.
Getting punched in the face and stuff. It's crazy.
So yeah, this one opens up. Yeah, we see that flash, kids, because again, it seemed like the Dominators were retreating last time, but yes, they set off a gene bomb, which will affect everyone with them because, again, this series also introduced the metagene.
Right. Yes.
So yeah, basically, it's affecting everyone on Earth with a metagene.
Yeah.
Making their powers run amok. Because yeah, it's showing everyone getting affected, like those little
the negative effect. Yeah.
But we see Superman on the edge of the solar system. What's happening to Earth? He goes,
what's happening?
He's thinking,
it's like you could hear him put on the brakes. He's like, and then turns around.
He's like, I shouldn't have looked back.
Yeah, I guess I got to go back.
So yeah, the Dominators are all gloating.
I found it weird that the bomb affected magical users.
Yeah. I think they were kind of like going for a thing where it's like most of the superpowers were linked to that damn metagene. Where it's like even if you used magic, you were good with magic. Yeah. Because eventually they start bringing everyone to this like facility. They just have like rows of hospital beds, and I love when they're going over. It's like Firestorm, and then it's like Wonder Woman brought in Creeper, and then it's like they show Dr. Fate, and they're like nobody wants to go
near Fate. Yeah, but it's so weird to me that magic users would be affected by this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, but whatever.
Oh, there's Major Force in a bar not feeling well.
Yeah, puking in the bar.
Mm.
I don't get sick. Barfs all over the place.
Then we see his nemesis Captain Atom blowing up over
Yeah.
Washington. Yeah.
Yeah, a Firestorm having an epic freak out. I still feel bad about what happened to the Doom Patrol.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I was one of the handful of people that actually liked that original incarnation of the Doom Patrol from Paul Kuperberg. With at first it was Steve Lytle that did the artwork, and then it was Eric Larson, and then a couple other artists. But I really liked that. I thought that was great stuff. It had supreme potential to move on to other superhero stuff and become like a weird and wacky Teen Titans parallel. But then they just kind of killed off a bunch of characters indiscriminately during Invasion, and then just Grant Morrison took over, and then the acid trip started. So I still, whenever I read Invasion, I'm like, oh damn, poor Doom Patrol.
Smoked a doobie.
Celsius and
yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I wasn't reading Doom Patrol at this point, so like this was kind of my first exposure to this new Doom Patrol. I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, it was rough to watch. Being a regular reader of that, and then seeing all this stuff happening to them, especially the kid Scott, when his powers kind of went out of control, and then he just died. It was like, oh damn. Oh.
And then we see Lex basically offering to help, which
always a bad idea.
And just all these superheroes running out of control, like Wally West, Flash, Elongated Man, Black Lightning, Fire. All the super villains are powers are running amok at Belle Reve, But then something happens in Markovia.
Oh, yeah.
The bomb resurrects Metamorpho.
Yes.
I love that scene. He's like, wait, I was dead? I think I need to sit down. So basically everyone's trying, all the non-affected heroes, which ain't many, are like gathering to try to bring everyone in who has been affected.
Yeah.
And of course, the news keeps asking, where is Superman? And of course, yes, unaffected because their power in their rings got Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner.
It had to be Guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of had to because he was in the league at this point.
That's true. Yeah.
Which again, it's I think I remember reading, like, I had a collection of those first couple issues of the DeMatteis, Keith Giffen Justice League, and I think they were like, it was like poor, right after Crisis, they're like, oh yeah, they hand them this new Justice League book. It's like, well, you can't have Superman, you can't have Wonder Woman. We'll throw you a bone. We'll give you Batman.
We'll give you Batman. You can have him.
And it's like,
can't have Hal Jordan.
Yeah, we'll give you Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Which again, it's like, it's just amazing the magic they,
I know.
Which again, it might have helped too. That it's like, if you want to steer into that skid of humor, it's probably better you didn't have like Superman and Wonder Woman, and some of the classics, And Batman plays a great straight man, so one punch. Oh yeah, the new Guardians run amok. Who cares about them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mr. Miracle and Kilowog tried. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm like, I don't think Kilowog has Kilowog doesn't have a working ring at this moment.
No, but he didn't really need one.
No. I mean,
we got basically the Hulk walking around just for free.
Yeah, and again, he was kind of like helping the Justice League too, like as like a repairman and stuff.
That's true. Yeah, he was really good with any type of technology.
Then the Suicide Squad trying to take back Belle Reve. And the Adams with them, yes.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And then, yeah, the Russians trying to take down Firestorm. Oh, then the Manhunter trying to stop the Flash in Cuba. I remember this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then of course it falls to the Spectre to stop Dr. Fate.
Of course. He's the only one that can, really. Yeah. Whenever that's a problem, you better call the Spectre. And vice versa. Whenever the Spectre freaks out, you have to call Dr. Fate.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a universally understood thing.
They live in New York. Yeah, like Batman's there because I guess a major force kind of, I don't know if his like shell expanded or what, but nobody's through.
He's got a little bloating going on.
And then yeah, Hal and Guy are trying to stop. I think there's like Captain Atom they're trying to contain.
Yeah.
And then Martian Manhunter to help stop the Doom Patrol. And then Good Nord shows up.
Yeah, oh yeah, Good Nord.
Robot Man, John who? And Martian Manhunter, don't ask. It's better not to know. We get the. I was gonna say the Omega Men, but no, it's the Blasters.
Oh yeah, the Blasters. Yeah, they had a one-shot special.
Yeah, with a Snapper Car actually has like
Snapper Car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, they're all headed for home after escaping the Gulag.
They showed up again in Valor. Do you remember that series?
Yeah, I don't know if I read that though when they returned. Okay.
Yeah, it was just for one story. It was for two or three issues, I think, but they came back briefly.
But yeah, they basically have all the heroes in this medical center, but yeah, they can't stop the deterioration. They're all gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the people who are left, so basically Hal, Guy, Robot Man, Starman, Martian Manhunter, and a Rocket Red, they're like
Rocket Red.
Yes.
He doesn't have powers to affect, so there we go.
Exactly. Everyone here is either like an alien or has power rings or a brain in a robot body.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So basically they want them to go to the Dominator homeworld to try to find a cure. And then yeah, in the middle of this meeting, yeah, Max Lord passes out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love General Eiling talking to this doctor here is basically like that they need to save the heroes. Batman just barges in with Major Force, throws him on the floor, says he said his name was Major Force. I believe it belongs to you.
Thump.
Walks out. So again, for like the third time, the news is asking, where is Superman?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so the heroes are trying to figure out if they can make it to the Dominator homeworld because both Green Lanterns have never hauled this many people before through like hyperspace. And that's when Superman shows up. Guy, look who decided to come out of hiding.
Yeah.
And
he was just about to start his vacation when this happened.
And Hal's like, where you been? The situation on Earth is desperate. We needed you. And Superman's like, yeah, he saw the explosion from the other side of the solar system, came as fast as he could. But he says, I won't set foot on Earth again. Guy's like, well, there are good people dying out there while you're joyriding through space, you son of a... And then, the Blasters show up with their ship because Hal's like, here, let me go talk to them and see if I could like borrow their ship to get there. Because Guy's just like, alien scum, let me at him. Because like Hal asked Superman, he's like, can you ring Guy in while I go talk to them? And Superman's like, sure, it's the least I can do. And Hal thinks, you're right, it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, they basically come to an understanding, and basically that's just Oh no, it's the Omega Men. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, the Omega
And,
Men.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I love they're just like, yeah, we just escaped from there. He wants us to go back. But they tell him what's happening on Earth. So, oh yeah, that's when we see back on Earth. Yeah, the first one to die is Scott Fisher of Doom Patrol.
Scott Fisher. Poor guy. Yeah.
So yeah, so they come up with this plan. John Jones infiltrates the Dominators disguised as one of them.
Yeah. Which was a great plan. Yeah.
Because again, he can look pretty important because the bigger those dots on their heads, the more important they are.
Right.
Oh yeah, Snapper Carr's powers is now he can snap and teleport. I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, here's the Metamorpho finding out he died and was resurrected. Yeah, but yeah, they interrogate this one Dominator. I think he's the one who came up with the whole gene bomb thing. He's basically like, I'm a hero. I beat Earth's heroes when the invasion failed.
That's what you think.
Yeah, but this is when they find they know there's a cure, but they got to go back into the star lag that the Omega Men just escaped from. So, so yes, they gotta like blitz their way. That's a decent panel, yeah, with Superman and the Green Lantern. Yeah.
Love that Bart Sears artwork. That's good stuff.
So I love those that Dominator. But if those aren't missiles, then what?
Yeah.
So Superman and the Lanterns are tearing through them ships. So yeah, John Jones and the Omega Men and the Blasters kind of get down there, find the cure while everyone else is fighting the Dominators.
Everyone to the rescue.
Everyone else is trying to finesse it. Guys just blowing shit up.
Yeah, as he is inclined to do. Yeah.
So they get and then the Kuns show up and they blow up the Dominators as all the heroes get away.
Yeah.
A full splash page explosion.
Oh yes.
Ba-boom.
Big bada boom. Big bada boom.
And again, yeah, everyone on Earth's like, oh, it's hopeless. It's hopeless. So the heroes get back and they have to detonate this thing in orbit. So yeah, Hal says they're all going to get back down there before the antidote bomb detonates. Superman says, I'll watch it from up here. And at this point, Hal's like, Superman, is there something you want to talk about? Some reason you don't want to return to Earth? And Superman, no, GL, no reason I can think of. It's like,
yeah,
this is your opportunity. Be like, Green Lantern, stuff is bad. I can't come back right now. So yeah, just kind of keep it under your hat, but let some of the heroes know that.
Yeah, that would have been a golden opportunity.
Yeah.
Just mention that in one panel. Yeah. Yikes.
So yeah, he's thinking about how he can't trust himself. But yeah, Superman's thinking, after they all leave, please don't let them die. I beg you. They're your Earth's hero's last hope. So then that gene bomb goes off, and then in the middle of the press conference, they find out the heroes are fine, and then ends. Rebirth. Earth's heroes cured.
Yep. A miracle cure.
We only lost some second generation Doom Patrol.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So thoughts?
Well, like I said, I'm still salty about the Doom Patrol stuff.
Yes.
And I felt like more superhumans should have come out of this event.
Yeah, like that gene bomb could have like activated somebody's latent metagene or something.
Yeah. like, not to plug my own show on here, but on the Lost Library of Legends, I'm going to be covering the Power Company, which is a DC series from 2002. And that actually has a character who received his powers from the bomb. Like,
Oh,
there's a
really?
whole, yeah, Josiah Power, who is basically the leader of the team, got his powers from the bomb. And there's a whole issue that Kurt Busiek wrote with Keith Giffen doing the artwork. It basically talks about some of the people that were mutated from the bomb that were then rounded up by, I think it was Intergang or somebody like that, and basically used as superpowered slaves. They're basically put into a superpowered sweatshop, and they were forced to do all kinds of things. And Josiah Power, during the course of that story, kind of leads a breakout, and a bunch of them escape from this. So it's cool because it actually acknowledges that bomb event, and that a whole bunch of people actually did get powers from that. We just didn't happen to see a lot of it happen for some reason. It never got really explored fully, which I always thought was kind of weird. I thought, here's your great opportunity to just introduce all kinds of new characters, and it doesn't have to be right away. You can do it incrementally. But the Power Company was 2002.
Yeah, that was a long time.
So that's a long time after Invasion. So
over a decade after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would have been the perfect excuse in this era to introduce new characters. Be like, oh,
totally. Yeah. And they did do a few. I mean, they've got the Blasters, and they've got a handful of others, but it wasn't half as many as there should have been for something as far-reaching as this.
Or you could use that as an excuse to create a bunch of powerful villains. Something
exactly. That would have been great. Yeah, it's strange to me that wasn't utilized more efficiently.
I feel Invasion gets overlooked a lot, but I'm like, I mean, love it or hate it. I mean, it did introduce the Metagene again. You know, there was stuff that come out of this, the Daxamites.
Yeah, the Daxamites, the Thanagarians. Yeah, and I just love the whole concept of just alien invasion stuff. I think it's great.
Yeah,
the DC cosmos is rich and vast, and there's a lot of very malevolent races out there that very easily could set their sights on Earth.
And they pick the exact right moment to invade because Superman's having blackouts.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So anything else on these?
No, I think we covered it all pretty well.
Well, next week, we're going to get to what you've been waiting for, buddy.
That's
Exile
right.
Part 1.
Exile begins here.
Yeah, we're going to have to cover a lot of ground on these episodes, kids. So yes, next week we're going to cover Superman 28 through 30 and Adventures of Superman 451 and 452, which are on DC Universe.
Yes. I happen to own them all, so I'm happy about that. But I'm glad that they're there, just in case I can't get to my issues.
Yes. And then next month we'll get to part 2 and part 3, because part 2 is Adventures of Superman 453 and 454, Superman 31, and this is so weird, Action Comics Annual 2.
The annual, yes.
Yeah. So it's like Action Comics is doing weekly, but we'll throw the annual here.
We'll throw the annual in there. Yeah.
Story. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love that annual
part. They're just like, oh yeah.
I'm glad that they did that actually, because they were able to cram a lot of story into that annual.
Oh yeah,
it was a really good place for it, and they got some amazing talent on that.
And then part 3 will be Superman 32 and 33, Adventures of Superman 455 and 456, and Action Comics 643.
Yes,
yellow cover when he returns. Yes,
that's right. That's going to be a big one.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, big stuff coming. Send us your thoughts on the end of the Who is Gangbuster, and again, send us your thoughts on the Exile stuff, because we're gonna have plenty of thoughts on those.
Yep.
All right. So, email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382 2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise. Get your brand new Capes and Lunatics merch. Get the classic merch.
Yes.
It's all there. Again, the Queen, Lilith Hellfire, demands that you rain the money on us through the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
Because please, don't make us dance on that metaphorical pool. You know, we don't need no sleepwalking Kryptonians tearing this up.
Looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
And of course, the Patreon, where Lilith and I give you exclusive, uncensored content every month for our Patreon elite.
Yes, join me in the Patreon elite. You get all the perks, all the good stuff, all the classic content from Capes and Lunatics, Capes and Lunatics Plus.
Yes, and
I
of course,
should say
you could always request stuff as a patron, which I think this young man.
That's true. I think I'm going to do that for August and see what I could come up with.
All right. Wow. Okay. Twitch is being weird. All right. So yes. So rain random money on us, and of course the Patreon. You can find everything all in one place. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. It's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right, now for our old buddy the Owl here, Justin the Owl. You can find him. Well, every so often you can find him here. You'll find him here for at least for the next 3 episodes on Electric Mullet. I can catch him at least once a month on We Are the Night,
the Batman podcast.
Talking some Azrael, and maybe every so often we'll squeeze some Suicide Squad into that time.
Yeah, I love that idea.
And of course, I can hear him every week over on Capes and Lunatics on Marvel Tales, talking with me all things Marvel. At least once a month, and that's going to be going up next year on X-Men Classics. Or if it's got an X in the title, we'll talk about it. And of course, once a month on Energon Universe, where me, him, and Russell talk all the new Transformers and G.I. Joe content from Image in the Energon Universe. But that's not all. This man loves to talk. So, Justin, where else can people find you? Tell them about these fine shows.
Also, find me on these fine shows. Thank you, Phil. Gamma Charge, where Russell and I talk about the Incredible Hulk and the Sensational She-Hulk every month. We also have a Patreon, so do check that out. On our Patreon, we're actually doing an exclusive series of episodes on DC's version of the Hulk called Damage, and that's been super fun. Also, on Predator and Prey, we're joined by the High Priest of Khonshu, Ray, and we are excited about the upcoming series from Marvel, Black Panther versus Predator, or Predator versus Black Panther, whichever you want. I always get confused which one's supposed to come first. I don't know. And then The Lost Library of Legends, my aforementioned solo show. I will be doing my very first summer spectacular on the show, and I will be doing a 3-part spotlight on the 2002 series from DC, The Power Company.
Ooh.
Double biscuits for me.
That's right.
I don't know, Drunk Justin this year better give me a drop that says, going back to the 2000s, bitch.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh my God, that'd be great. So, what do you want me to say? You want me to say something about what?
I don't think so. I love it.
All right. Yes. Thank you for joining us. Again, come back in 1 week for the start of Exile. Next
the epic begins here on Electric Mullet.
5 issues next week, kid. And again, not only do we get Superman in space, we're also going to see what's happening in Metropolis while he's gone.
Yeah, I like that.
I forget. I think it's next episode. If not, it's one of these episodes. Mixie shows up for his 90-day appointment, and Superman is nowhere to be found.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Who saves the day? Lex Luthor! Greatest criminal mind of our time.
That's right.
So yeah, there's some good stuff coming here, kids.
Absolutely.
All right.
Lots of a feast of riches to be had.
Exactly. So come back next time for Truth, Justice, and the Mullet Way. Watch your sleepwalking.